Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the film Dante's Inferno, which is an American film produced in 1935 and starring Spencer Tracy. It talks about a man who was very poor and had a humble job in a ship. Then, due to indiscipline, he was kicked out of the ship and he arrived in a new city totally broke. And he was befriended by a guy called Pop. He had an attraction in an amusement park where he showed some historical artifacts and a depiction of hell. Hell as it was described by the Italian poet Dante Alighieri in his famous book, The Divine Comedy. And then this poor guy, who is played by Spencer Tracy, he had many ingenious ideas to extend the business, to attract more people, to develop it, and he became very successful. At the same time, he met the niece of Pop, and he married her and had a son together in what it was a very happy marriage. Then this man becomes a very successful entrepreneur, and the attraction grew more and more. One day, an engineer technician, talked to him and said that the building where this attraction was constructed was really unsafe and that he should repair the building. It would be a very expensive repair, but it would make the building safe again. He didn't want to listen to that, and he bribed the technician so he would be silent about the fact that the building was unsafe. At the same time, this guy, who used to be poor and who had his qualities, he was a good husband, a good friend to Pop, a well-meaning man, but at the same time, he was extremely thirsty for money and nothing could stop him. At first, he took the piece of land that belonged to another entrepreneur in the park, and he did that in a very harsh way, and this guy ended up being ruined, to the point that he committed suicide in this hell attraction in the amusement park. Then this guy, played by Spencer Tracy, he stopped, nothing could stop him, no kind of ethics, no kind of consideration made him stop. He only thought about profit. And at first, things were going well. He became a successful entrepreneur, rich, he had a solid marriage, and he had a son he adored. Someday, Pop talked to him and told him that Dante Alighieri himself had written in his book that people who were involved with luxury, murder, and all kinds of sins, that they were very harshly punished in hell, and that he should change his attitudes to avoid having the same fate. But Spencer Tracy's character didn't listen to that. Then, during a big event in this amusement park, the building partially collapsed, and it was a tragedy. Many people got hurt. And it was the first warning of life that he was supposed to be not so ambitious, that he was supposed to be more ethical in his business. He didn't listen. And of course, that the collapse of the building, it had lots of repercussion in the press, and he was judged for that. And his wife, she was a witness in court, and she said that she knew nothing, that the building was unsafe, that no technician was in her house to warn about the unsafety of the building, that nothing happened. She committed perjury in court. And when she returned home, she was so upset with her husband that she left him and took her son with her. And her husband was deeply disturbed by that, devastated, because he really loved his wife and son. And after the collapse in the amusement park, he closed everything and decided to start from scratch by creating a kind of gambling casino in a ship. However, the ship was very unsafe too. The crew wasn't trained, it was undisciplined, and there weren't many precautions against fire and accidents in the ship, which was something worrying. But he moved on with his business anyway. Then a fire started in the ship, and before the fire in the ship started, his ex-wife realized that her little son was missing. And Spencer Tracy's character fortunately found out that his son was in the ship because he was missing his father very much. However, 2 minutes later, the fire in the ship started and the little boy was there too. Then there was lots of confusion in the ship. The crew wasn't ready to deal with the fire. They tried to run away. They had no competence, skills, or willingness to fight the fire. And the Spencer Tracy's character went to engine room and tried to drive to handle the ship by himself so they could return to the coast and fight that fire. With lots of effort and struggle, he finally managed that to make the ship return to the coast without any support of the crew. And he almost died while doing it. Before the fire, Tracy's character got to send some radio warning to his wife, telling that her son was there and that she could be more relaxed. And of course that she went to the pier to find her son. Her son escaped. He was not hurt in the fire, but she saw that her husband, that he was badly hurt in that. But he didn't die, apparently. He was conscious. He got to talk to his wife. They both realized that their son was okay. And we could see that she would forgive her husband and get married with him again. And it's a film that it's sometimes exaggerated in its depictions of hell. But many 1930s Hollywood films were really exaggerated. It's not the only one. There is a very more moralistic tale that we should have a good path in life, otherwise we can be punished. But it's a kind of message that never gets old. This film is sometimes criticized, but I don't think it's fair. I think that it's a film that the production was too lavish, but the plot itself never gets old, and it's still entertaining for modern day audiences. That's all for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you!